So, I'm putting this in the beginning of the video because after a while, a lot of videos are going to accumulate, and I want to know what's going to be first and what's the episode, and yada yada yada. Basically, we had a TDI specialist come look at the car and help us get the ball rolling, like I said, in the video that you're about to watch. He was very nice and he helped us out so much. Like we've never done so much in one single session of working on the car ever since we've had it. His name is Troy. He's been working on TDI for about 9 years, I think he said. He's on a Facebook or just normal forum on the internet about TDI. If I can find the link and stuff, I'll put it down low. Really awesome guy. Was very helpful. We also had a lot of fun, and just it was a great time. Basically, from what he said, the car engine is basically shot. The turbo shot. There's so much play in the shaft of the turbo, and there's just it's when it rolled out, when it did that, and I think the second or first episode where it basically did a runoff, I think he called it. Turbo shot. He said it probably could have bent a rod or something. So the list is endless, and it's basically not worth us, for the budget that we have now, to take it apart, get it looked at, and by the time we spend that money and that time, things aren't going to add up. So it's probably just best if we look at a whole new engine and just do an engine swap. It would be much easier, probably the cheapest way to go. Of course, we'll have to get that engine checked out and all that, and I mean everything, it will come eventually. I forgot what I said, but most of it was covered, I think. Anyways, thank you, Troy, so much for, if you're watching this, thank you for the help. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everyone who's donated. Me and Austin are working on something. Maybe in the beginning or the end of all the Carter videos, we'll have the list of everyone who's donated to our GoFundMe page. I think that's it. Thank you for Facebook and everyone who shared the video. We're doing great on views for the Carter project and my YouTube channel in general. I think that's it, basically. Thank you so much for watching. I know the video's long, but it's for us. It's not for the views. So thank you so much. Alright, stay tuned and enjoyed. Oh, actually, disclaimer. A lot of the video is him explaining us what to do. Yeah, a lot of the video is him explaining us what to do. We did most of the stuff that he explained. There's only a couple things left. The only thing we got stuck on, 2 drive axles needed to be removed so we can get everything down. Because, drive axles connect to transmission, blah blah blah. Also, the drive axles, turbo has to come off. A lot of the accessory stuff on the engine itself has to come off. AC alternator. I think we got the power steering pump out. But other than that, the car is basically gutted. If I can, I'll go outside and get some shots of that real quick and add in after this, or in the end of the video. So that's it, I think. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Alright, thanks for watching. Thank you for going to... Alright, see you soon. Bye. Finally getting the TDI worked on. Austin is a buddy of ours. He offered to help us out. At least get the ball running for the most part. Last video we spent like an hour trying to take the cover off. He took it off in like 10 minutes. So we'll keep you guys updated and all of that.
We go back together with it. We're gonna get rid of this crap. because it doesn't need it.
All
the EGR cooler and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You don't need it here.
Lame. Pretty rusted.
So when that happens, you'll actually see damage to the lifters. You can see where it punches through, and it just took the stem of that valve and pushed it right on through your lifter.
So what do you think we should do?
Well,
you never know until you take the head off, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we can get in there, but I can guarantee you that you're gonna probably be better off trying to find a motor, because by the time you get, take this out and have it inspected, get a new set of rods and pistons because they come as a set.
Yeah.
And you're going to be paying, most people aren't going to give you their labor, so you're going to be paying for labor and all that too. So you're kind of in a bad spot. This is a mess. I don't understand why. Look how black it is back there.
Yeah.
Something's been leaking, an exhaust leak or something. It almost looks like it's been caught on fire, except for the wiring's not burned up.
Yeah.
No, Carter.
But yeah, was this thing ever running correctly that y'all remember?
Yeah.
Was it ever?
It ran great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was running fine until they had to put a new head on it, and then after the head, then this happened.
No, they had the head and then they drove around and then that happened, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Well, I mean, we can go ahead and keep going. We're 5% chance you got a bent rod, just because of that hydrolock. Because it will turn right through a hydrolock.
Yeah.
But when it does, it bends that rod.
All right. So I think we should just look for an engine.
Yeah, honestly, you got quite a mess. Basically, what you're going to end up doing, we'll have this loose. When you go to take this motor loose, you got to have this out and this out. Okay, those are pretty easy to get out.
Yeah, we almost had this out.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 screws back here, and then you got to pop the lines in this, okay? And there's a number 5 Allen head that takes this out. It's just 1 bolt right there. Okay, just take it out. What I usually do is I'll use my basically your channel lock, so he's got up here. Take these loose. I usually end up sucking it out of here and just emptying out all the power steering fluid, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's just a good idea. Just take all this crap out of your way. Okay.
So all this has to come out.
Yeah, because you got the mount right under here, and what happens is when you got to support this thing and take this mount off. There's the mounts right here.
So pretty much hook it up to the engine lift.
Yeah, I mean, what I do is when I'm doing like a timing belt, because all this has to come out.
Yeah.
Is I'll just hang it on one side, so you can pick the motor up and it raises and lowers, right? So you got 2 16s on the mount and 2 18s up here that hold it to the bracket.
Okay.
So you have to take the mount off, and then you have to raise and lower it, because there's 3 bolts holding that bracket on. There's one that goes right there in the middle.
How many engine mounts are there?
There's only 3 engine mounts. There's one there, there's one under there,
And there's one in the
and then
back.
there's a dog bone. That's it.
And the transmission has one?
Transmission's got one right there.
Oh yeah, sideways transmission.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't have, this one's real easy.
Front wheel drive, buddy.
Yeah, this one's much different than what you're used to.
I guess what we need is the transmission jack I have is kind of a
What I did,
different.
What I did when I dropped mine, if you can get it up on jack stands,
You put it on a dolly.
you take everything loose. You gotta get the whole thing loose, ready to drop. I have my engine hoist up here.
Should we take the hood off?
Didn't need to. You have your engine hoist up here. You just drop the whole thing out. You don't need a transmission jack.
Really?
You can drop the whole thing all
Yeah,
together.
because the transmission's not that big because it's just sideways.
These aren't bad. These transmissions aren't bad. The automatic ones are much more heavy, especially the DSGs. But you can have your engine hoist hooked to here.
What do you
These
think we
2
should
points?
sit it on
As what?
when we get the engine?
For the
out?
weight?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean set on once you get down so you can get it out?
Anything that has wheels?
I mean, Harbor Freight's got those dollies for $15, I think.
Yeah. We're afraid of it breaking though, then we.
I mean, mine broke, I think, because it was old.
Yeah.
But I got it out from under the car before I broke it. You can buy one that's a little more heavy duty.
Yeah.
If you got enough guys, you can probably get into there and kind of slide it out with
We'll put it on like Treve and just have him and slide him with it.
you know, even a heavy duty piece of cardboard where you can set it down and just slide it out. Because once you got this thing up in the air, this thing will just about
relatively
drop out.
flat on the bottom?
No, the oil pan's going to sit on the bottom. It's not real flat, but you could almost lay this thing on its back and pull it out.
And there's nothing on the bottom stopping it?
Stopping it from
Going down.
No.
Really?
What?
Wow. No, there's not. That's interesting. That's cool. There's nothing on the bottom that's stopping it.
In
No
fact,
pan or
these things
anything?
sit so low. If you look under my car, it's got a 1/4-inch aluminum plate underneath the
Oh, you
motor
got a skid plate?
because my wife hit a tire with a wheel in it in Alabama on the highway.
Oh.
It would have taken the pan right off of it, but because of that pan, she just went up over it, stopped, made sure no damage, and went on. She drove to Texas.
That's awesome.
So that's what those things are for. Because these things sit so low, that aluminum pan, if you hit an animal will take that aluminum pan right off of this thing.
Like the oil pan?
Lift it.
Monster truck.
That's why you use the pans.
That's why Carter
So
wanted
is
a
this the
monster
locking?
truck.
This is a locking tool for this. This is your injection pump. I've got one that when you take this piece off, this is your vacuum pump on this car. When you take this off, there's a plate that goes in on this side and locks the cam in place because when you're at top dead center, number one, your lobes look like Mickey Mouse ears, basically. You want to do it like that.
So is this on top dead center now?
So right now it's at top dead center. There's also a locking place right here. When you look down at this flywheel through that hole right there, there's a place where you'll need a light, but
Yeah.
there's a place right there, and you've got to line that up also. Now, when you go to do the timing on this thing, and I'll probably be here because you guys don't have the tools,
Yeah.
but you don't necessarily have to lock the crank down on this car because you can watch that timing mark where it goes. And I put...
So for right now, the engine is pretty much ready to come out, and then we.
Oh, it's not even close. You got a lot of loosening of stuff
Well,
to do.
okay, yeah, a lot of loosening stuff
Yeah.
to do, but like the engine part, timing, everything is done.
Yeah, it's on top dead center. That part's timed, and honestly, you're not going to need it because if you're going to replace the motor, it doesn't matter. But if you were going to pull the head and all that, then we would want it there. So when you go to pull, obviously you got to pull all this stuff out.
Yeah.
All this stuff off the front has to come off, including this bracket.
Got it.
So we'll make it so that this stuff is all loose and ready to go.
But this doesn't really matter because we're just taking the engine out. So.
But if you're going to drop it, you need to take all this crap off the front.
Got it.
So we're going
Hoses and stuff.
now for this one back here. What I have is a ball end 5mm. So it's just a ball end, and most of the time, as long as somebody hasn't over torqued it, they'll come out fine.
I have the ones that go on the end of the ratchets. Those are those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, well, like where is it?
Yeah, like these. These are the ones I have.
Okay. Well, this in a 5mm. I have one that's much shorter, and a 5mm. That's what I'll use back on that one.
Okay.
And sometimes a wobble socket where you can get in with just a regular 5 and wobble it in there and get it in there good and tight, and it'll usually come out.
Oh, you got the leaf blower right here.
This is what I was using.
Wait, what are those for?
They're called bolt outs. That's exactly what I took that out with.
He put it on the hex.
You
Hit
put
it with a hammer.
How much
and
are those?
Well, you can get them at Sears. They're a lot cheaper, but basically, you take it like this, and you just slide it down in there. And I used a bigger one, but it slides down in there. I tapped it on with a hammer, and just loosened it. And then these things are set
How do you
up
get
so
this stuff out?
What I normally am able to do is just leave it in the hole, screwed in, and just wobble it back and forth. And
Now, how do you
come
get these out?
off. Oh, they just twist out.
Oh, okay. That's good.
That's one of those special, fantastic holders that cost $1 million. But yeah, it just slams down on top of that,
Just.
and then digs in and cuts it loose. I mean, I had them out of it in like 30
I don't know
seconds.
what people have been doing. Have you rented a tap and die set recently?
Have I rented one? No, but I have one.
Yeah, we were renting them, trying to get them from AutoZone. Twice AutoZone had them broken. The one that we needed.
Really?
The same one. So we had to go to O'Reilly's and tell them to order us a new one.
Nice.
From where?
O'Reilly's.
Oh, for the Camaro?
Yeah,
Oh.
get that because somebody.
See this power
Just
steering
playing
line?
music.
This power steering line is going to have to come loose. It'll come loose here, and then there's one on the bottom on the back side of the transmission back here. The starter is going to have to come out.
Got it.
All this is going to have to come loose.
Got it.
And if you got like any kind of wire or something, remember when we're going back, we need all these new O-rings and stuff too. We're going to have to get a kit. And any of this stuff is going to be like Volkswagen specific.
Yeah.
We'll get a hold of Bora parts and have them send what we need.